Welcome back to some more ZakkusuGaming. First of all, I want to apologize for the heavy delay in my upload schedule. Making a YouTube video is a serious time sink. Still, with a positive rate of first video, I'm grateful that quite some people actually spared some of their precious time for me. But enough of that, it's time for this week's video. The Elder Scrolls Online is a game who had a rough start and received some negative feedback, but recovered due to many game-changing updates. Today, a ton of people love and play it on a regular basis. I took a quick journey into the MMO version of Old Tamriel and thought, let's make a top 10 why you should be playing it video. So, grab your armor and a weapon of your choice because the war-torn Tamriel is no place for lollygagging. Special thanks go to the Assault Guild named Alith, who supported me in quite some ways. Honorable mentions go to the members Warlord and Rekis for being super helpful. If you just started the game and you're looking for a great guild with great guys, Alith is a good way to start. I'll put the link to the homepage in the description below. 1. Faction and races. The foundation of every MMO is the creation of a custom-made hero, and most MMOs offer a race diversity of 4 to 5. Elder Scrolls Online tops that with 9 races available in the standard version as well as the Imperials, which is part of the collector's edition. You will be able to choose between 3 factions, which narrows the available races further down. So, if you go for the Daggerfall Covenant, you can choose between Breton, Redguard or Orzamer. If you pick the Ebonheart Pact, you can play either as Nord, Dunmer or Argonian. Last but not least, you can join the Altmer Dominion, which offers the Altmer, Bosmer and the Khajiit. And in case you purchase the Explorer Edition or the DLC K, which sells around for $1, you can play every race and every faction. ESO sets you up with the whole skill tree, which offers a wide variety of stat and resistance boosts. On top of that, you get an in-depth character creator, which offers enough hairstyles and other cosmetic features to look at least somewhat unique. It may not measure up to today's Asian MMO K-pop star creator. It comes with all the well-received options from Skyrim nonetheless, so go ahead and knock yourself out. 2. Story. Most gamers played the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, and too few people notice the massive lack in the actual story. While only a few games offer a decent story these days, Elder Scrolls is probably one of the lore-richest franchises in the whole industry. Even a game like World of Warcraft won't be able to hold a candle with the countless lore books all over Tamriel. ZeniMax emphasized on this strength and traveled 2,000 years back into the past, in a time where all of Tamriel was split in 3 major factions. And if that wasn't enough, the player has to fight against the minions of Moloch Baal, the well-known and disdained Daedric prince, who is trying to harvest as many human souls via countless attacks. Those are, for example, the world events that we'll be mentioning later on. No matter where you go, quests are available at every inch of the world. Some NPCs will even run towards you to ask for help in their time of need, which turns repetitive questing into a more story-driven experience. 3. Quest and questing. Questing is what makes an MMO to what it is. It's not only a good way to narrate the story and give a certain depth to NPCs, but it's also a ton of experience, money and other rewards. But while many games lack to deliver a certain amount of diversity, ESO manages to at least fancy us with more than the run-of-the-mill kill quests. They often start with something small, perhaps exploring some hints for a case, talking to NPCs or solving a mini puzzle. Many quests are actually chain quests which can stack up to 5 to 10 times. Even the map will update the icon of that area with the heroic exploits of the character. The best thing about ESO's chain quests are the tough decisions the player has to face. You will be confronted with a tough choice like saving a village by losing the cure to a dire virus, or saving your loved one by jeopardizing the whole war. While those side quests don't result in a game-changing experience, it certainly gives some meaning and depth to the generally boring and pointless questing, at least from a story perspective. 4. Job system. Another thing that the developers nailed brilliantly in the Elder Scrolls Online is the job system. There are 4 classes available, starting with the Dragon Knight, who comes with an array of fire and earth skills, primarily a self-healing damage dealer so to say. The second class is the Templar, which focuses primarily on light skills which offers some hefty healing. Third is the Sorcerer, who offers a rich palette of destructive magic and summonings. The last class, the Nightblade, is basically the born assassin because of his shadow and poison skills. But I can't stress enough, the class itself is only the frame of the character, because once you start the journey in Old Tamriel, you will choose your type of armor, weapon of choice and of course the appropriate skills. And skills are key to success. Long story short, you can be anything as long as you choose the right skills. If you want to be a sorcerer who wears heavy armor and tank, then go for it. or perhaps some great axe-wielding assassin, then knock yourself out. 5. The world Tamriel. Tamriel is a world that's not only diverse in its inhabited, but also in its landscapes itself. You have deserts, snowscapes, lava-torn mountains, as well as cozy looking fields. But there are also the dungeons, full of evil creatures, skeletons of sorry souls and demons. Seriously, a shitload of demons everywhere where you look. The player will see a wide variety of sceneries, so ranking up that level scale won't become too monotonous, with many dungeons and areas to uncover. The ZeniMix also included public dungeons, which can be cleared with or without a group, and once the dungeon is cleared, quite some rewards could be waiting at the end of it. There are also special enemies on the map which are marked with a skull. Those enemies can't be killed alone or demand a great amount of skill. 6. Crafting system. The crafting system itself is quite self-explanatory. It boils down to collecting the required resources, go to places like a forge or a carpenter table and try to produce as much as possible. For those who fail to collect mats on their journey, fret not, for collected items can be deconstructed into base materials like iron, wood or even gems. The developers made a smart move by avoiding the mistake that ruined Guild Wars 2 for many, by simply offering a shitload of different weapon and armory styles. At the beginning, only your race's style will be available, but you can discover recipes, which then allows you to create whatever style you want, and that's where it ends. By leveling your profession, the professional skill tree will offer more and more options, and as such, crafting higher tier materials will be unlocked. 7. The World PvP. The World PvP is what separates The Elder Scrolls Online from the rest of the concurrent MMOs. By combining the action battle system with a giant landscape with many villages, outposts and even keeps, players are required to come together and lay siege upon different points of interest. Most battles turn out into some massive slaughter fests where only one winner can prevail. And if that's not good enough, the dominant faction with all 6 keeps will be able to crown an emperor, which has a massive stat boost and a special skill set. Theoretically spoken, one emperor is as strong as 3 or 4 members alone. All in all, the PvP system boils down to heavy sieges, seeing sneaky strategies through, or just hunting players from other factions down, which is in itself a great pleasure. Even players with a rather lower level will be able to partake due to the upscaling system, so jump in and have fun. 8. Public events. Public events are what gives the player a feeling of the dire situation of Tamriel. There are a ton of spawn places for the minions of Moloch Baal and his anchors. Summoned by the corrupted pawns of the worm cult, the chains of the soul-devouring realm will shoot down from the sky and spawn a small variety of elite monsters, which can't be dealt alone unless the player is at a much higher level. While they are very easy in a group and pose as such no real threat, it's still a nice change in pace, and quite epic in its appearance too. 9. Add-ons. Add-ons are the reason why I personally decided to abandon my almost end-level character on the PS4 and went onto a fresh start on the PC. There are a wide variety of mods making the everyday game easier. One of the add-ons that I love most is the shader, which changes the whole perspective of ESO. While the game felt far too cold and the color palette too washed out, the SweetFX shader changed the world into a far more vibrant fantasy world. While this is a point of subjective view, it made the game far more enjoyable for me. Also, add-ons which provide informations like the number of free slots in space, the location of lore books and sky shards, or a minimap which I missed from the first day I played ESO. Everyone will be able to find something that will make the Elder Scrolls experience a tad better. 10. Buy to play, no pay to win. Too many MMOs piss off their user base by going rogue on their promises. The latest example is Black Desert, which messed up the whole foundation of its game just to become an even worse cash grab. While Elder Scrolls Online certainly offers certain pay-only features, they are just for convenience or cosmetic and don't allow players to become superior by just throwing money at the screen. The game itself is for free, and for those who are willing to spend some of their hard-earned bucks, a small cash shop filled with shiny mounts, clothes and convenience items will be available. Even the whole DLC areas can be cleared in less than a month, so becoming a premium user for a month will be enough to grab whatever items was desired previously. This concludes my top 10 ways to be playing Elder Scrolls Online. To all those who are already playing ESO, I ask, do you agree with my top 10 list, or would you rather recommend another MMO instead? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, my channel is brand new and is thus needs every single subscriber and thumbs up it can get. I would be very grateful if you could help me out with a bit of love for my work. I see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.